Now, I do believe, I mean, obviously I have trucks down here that I could use. I mean, I have a truck down here that I could use. I'm just also now noticing there's a very ominous looking cave right there. Like, it looks like there's probably a monster in there, let's be honest. Alright, what's up YouTube? This must be Fast 775 Game. Come back to another episode of SNOWRUNNER on Season 15. Yes guys, back out here again today. How are y'all doing? Hope y'all doing well. How do I work this thing? I don't remember. We want the truck, we want, there we go, and we want, there we go. So yeah, we're back out here again today. How are y'all doing? I thought we'd, go ahead and get a jump here on the whole thing. Um, yeah, it's the one thing I've had going for me in the past few kind of episodes. I have been somewhat organized, or at least I feel I have been, anyways. But today, guys, what we're going to do, like I said in the last episode, we're going to be finishing off the construction can't wait, the northern bridge here, or northern part of the bridge. It's basically the larger bridge on Lake Ribiere, the one that kind of takes you to that one warehouse. You'll see here once we get onto the map, which we will be able to do extremely quickly now that we have all the bridges on this map built and the tunnel opened, which is extremely great. It's going to be extremely handy, hopefully anyways. I don't really know how much time this tunnel is going to save us, if any. I don't know. I feel like the route is nearly about the same length. Might be a bit faster just because it's main road. I don't know. Yeah, but we got all this unlocked in the last episode. We got this bridge built. We got the one over by the steel factory built. And we got the tunnel unlocked. And we also did a couple of small side jobs. So that was all good. You can see the plaid down there. Yeah, so that was all good. Unfortunately, in the last episode, not all of that footage actually made it into the video. Well, a good chunk of that footage really didn't make it into the video because whilst I was filming, I had a power surge, and then of course the PS5 cut off, and then when that happens, the recording doesn't save, but of course the game progress does save, which is just a whole thing, and it's extremely annoying. But oh well, I guess you just have to keep we just have to keep on trucking here. We just have to keep on pushing and trucking, and whatever, I don't know. One thing I do have to say though, I said in the last episode, I love the new design of that tunnel. It looks really good. We did open it up and it was blocked when we were fixing it or whatever, but it does actually have quite a nice design to it. I don't remember, have we actually had too many? I feel like all the tunnels in the previous maps have been the same. I'm not sure if I can't tell if I've been right about that. I'm not sure. But essentially, where we're going, as you can see here now, guys, it's this bridge. It's the big one. We do have the first part of it built. We did that a couple of episodes ago. It was actually a couple of episodes ago. Yeah, and then that's going to give us easy access to this warehouse, because the only other way of getting to it is going through a whole thing of driving around through these roads. It's actually quite a long task to actually get to that warehouse from this kind of road network, and it genuinely is. On our way though, we are going to go up into this warehouse, and we're going to have to pick up 3 cement. So I'm not sure how that's going to work out, because obviously we're already fully loaded. I don't know, maybe I should have brought like the 4-slot dolly ramp trailer or whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. Ramped 4-slot I don't know. The one that attaches in the same sort of way as this red trailer, but it's like a flatbed, it has ramps. Maybe I should have brought one of them. Maybe I should have hopped over to the garage and done that. I could have just brought the Freightliner either. the FLD 120. We were using that quite a bit in the last episode as well. We actually had these two trucks down at where I don't know how to point it out, but we had it. We had them down below that bridge that we drove over there just a moment ago. In the last episode, I just brought them up to the sawmill there just so we could get a bit of a jump on today's episode. Also, if you did watch the last episode, just assuming we get this small task done here, you would have noticed in the last episode that I had quite a lot of trucks stationed on the other map, just randomly there near the near that bridge that we crossed over just a moment ago. Like I said, you might not have seen them in the video when we drove past there, but we are going to be using those trucks today, and I will explain that in just a moment. Oh damn, jeez. Even with chains, we're not safe from spinning out. Like, how does that happen? I don't know. One thing I know for sure is I don't like using mud tires on icy roads, but just even with chains, we're still sliding all over the place. Ugh. Okay, whatever. Yeah, so I'm gonna use my kind of usual shortcut here. I don't know what how most people get over to this place, but the way I like to do it, at least the way I have been liking to do it, is we just kind of drive off here, and there is a bit of a gap over here. This just kind of cuts out part of the trail that you have to go over, that you have to go through by going through the back gate of the whatchamacallit, of that plant there. It's called the Old Factory, I think, or something. Yeah, on the map, but it's kind of a steel plant, and it also has bricks in it. So yeah, we're just gonna cut kind of back through here. Come on, there you go. It's been a hot minute since we've really been in the Kenworth C500. We did use it in the last episode, but we only used it for a small amount of stuff. I mean, we did a fair amount with it, but still, it was kind of small. Now, we do have to be quite careful here. I could flip quite easily if I don't take this slowly. Come on. Yeah, just drive straight up there. We are going to high center a small bit here. Just use a little bit of winching. And yeah, there we go. So now we're up on the this part of the trail here, just so people know this is where we are. There's the warehouse. Yeah, just give me a second to get up into the warehouse here, and we'll see about trying to load these 3 cement up. I can't imagine this is gonna look great, but oh well, we're just gonna rock with it. Alright guys, so I've kinda got the cargo loaded up here. I say kinda, I don't know if that's that great. Also, it looks like I've got maybe the crane pushed down a little too much, because the medium plank there seems to be phasing through the bed under the weight somehow. I don't know. Yeah, but we're just gonna go with this. Hope nothing bad happens. You know, and that's really just it. That's just it. We're just gonna go with it. Keep our fingers crossed, and you know, yeah. I mean, the good thing is we don't have far to go with this. Like, it's literally, we're just gonna drive over the dam here, and we're gonna kind of drive up this mountain trail here that's just to the side, and we'll be at the bridge. Like, it would literally take me 5 minutes, probably. Well, 5 minutes if I were in a scout, probably. But I don't know, maybe a little bit more than 5 minutes, just because that cargo was hopping around a lot. Like, it really is. The annoying thing is I don't have any other trucks on this map really to help me. Ah, crap. I've already lost it. Alright, take 2. I mean, technically speaking, I did say I don't really have any trucks. I mean, I have a couple of trucks on the map, but just none that I really want to go grab. The Western Star 6900 XD is over at the other bridge along with the 612H. Technically speaking, the Caterpillar CT681 is actually down in that ravine right there. Don't. It is actually quite close. We just can't see it from this angle. Yeah, but I don't want to have to go grab it because there's honestly a larger chance of me probably blowing out the suspension down there than there than there is of anything else happening. Come on, Kenworth, you can do it. There you go. The old 2700T engine is still pulling its weight. Very nice indeed. I am recording a small bit late here today, so I don't know actually how much we're gonna get done today. Yeah, I don't know. If I'm being honest, I've been kind of a small bit addicted to American Truck Simulator at the moment. Oh jeez. I hate when the trailers bounce like that. This thing's real. The cargo is just bouncing around a lot though. Like seriously, it really is. Do have to be careful here. There's a bit of a bank there, but no, we're all right. Being honest, I probably shouldn't have the Azov Atom there. I don't know. I should probably park it somewhere else because there's a fuel station only up the road there. But this was just so happened to be an area where I ran out of fuel in. Okay, let's get this delivered here. Door pack, yes, and bop bop bop. All right, yes, very nice. Highway built. We finally have at least one part of the whatchamacallit, regional progress done. Construction can't wait. Great job. We've made it in time and the bridge is finally ready. Would have been another story entirely if you didn't get us those supplies. You really helped us out. If you ever drive over that bridge, just know it exists thanks to you. 1650 XP and 13,000 bucks. So not too bad at all. And now we actually have pretty decent access to this place up here. Before it was kind of it took a hot minute to get up there. We'll put it that way. Alright, on to the next thing. Alright guys, so here we are. I told you I'd be telling you about all the trucks we have here. So essentially what we're going to be attempting to do is we're going to be attempting this job, reimagining the ice trail. It's fairly simple on paper, just bringing 2 sets of medium planks to a bridge here, and then 2 sets of medium planks to a bridge here. The thing that they failed to mention, though, is that it's on a very narrow mountain trail, and in order to get the 2 medium planks from, let's say, the sawmill here, let's say if we were doing it the normal way, we would have to pick them up from here, we would have to drive around here, we'd have to, on the main road, we'd have to go up to the oil refinery, we'd have to drive down here all the way to the port, then we'd have to drive around this way and up around here probably, and then get to around here and, you know, drive to here, which is the only access to this mountain road. And, you know, then it just goes all the way around here, and all the way around here, and then all the way up to here. And I'm not an idiot. There is no way on earth I'm driving that 2 or 3 times, because there's also another mission up here, which involves delivering a load of materials to this place, which we may do in this episode if we get this done quickly, or we will probably do it in the next one. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, I'm not stupid. There's no way I'm doing that. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to ferry each plank up here one by one to 2 Vorons, which I have gotten up here. The Voron AE and the Voron D series. And, well, I don't really know if I really needed 2 of them, but I put 2 of them up there anyways. And we have the Voron Grad down here. Also have 2 off-road fuel trucks the two TUZs, the Warthog and the Action on standby, just in case we need to get fuel up there quickly. And we also have the International Pay Star over there with a giant crane, just in case we need it. So yeah, this is a professional operation. That's what this is. Okay, so let's unpack this. Let's load this up, and let's just see what happens. Change truck. There we go. Alright, so I've got the first of the two planks here loaded up onto the grad. So obviously we're not going to try and load both of them up onto this thing, because trying to get up here is it's not exactly what I would call easy. The Vorons are pretty decent at it, at least I've found so far. I haven't actually gone up here in the grad yet. I have gone up in the other two trucks, obviously. Yeah, we may have a bit of... No, we're alright. The problem is I am using mud tires here, and whilst the mud tires are great for the snow here, they're not very great for the rocks. They're actually extremely bad. Extremely bad for the rocks. Come on. Yeah, I am quite afraid of tipping here, but we're just gonna... it's just one of those situations. We're just really gonna work with it and hope it works. That's what we're doing here. We can see the Voron D right there. We just have to get the plank really close enough to where we can then get whatchamacallit, to where we can lift it close enough to the other two trucks and then pick it up with their cranes and put them into their beds, obviously. So yeah, this is a bit of a faff. I will say this. This is probably going to take nearly as long to do it as maybe the other way. The only difference is this way is more interesting. That's the only difference. Yeah, I don't know. I do need to see about actually doing the other mission as well. I need to double check what that actually needs though again, because I'm fairly sure it needs stuff that comes from the warehouse that's out on that island. So I don't know how this is going to go, but I think that's close enough. So if we unpack it there. Now, honestly, the biggest flaw in this entire plan is probably the blue cranes. The blue cranes are so weak. They're so weak, but of course they're the only cranes we can have on these Russian trucks. Not only is it weak, it has no extension on it. Look at that. That's as far as it extends. Just extends to there. Alright. Oh, stop engine, change truck. We'll change into the D series just because it's the one we have the closest here. We'll leave it there. Okay, so we are in winching range, so that's good enough, I guess. Oh, I say that's good enough, but geez, the plank is pulling us down. It is legitimately pulling us down. Okay, no, we might have it. No, never mind, we might not have it. Jeez, the plank is nearly reeling us in here. I don't know if that's really on the blue crane or if that's on the handbrake on this truck, because it doesn't seem to be holding. Oh, no, we want you to stay there, and we want to pack you. There we go. Okay, restore crane, and then we're going to back ourselves up here a small bit. Yeah, we're going to back ourselves up here, and then I'm going to, yeah, we're going to back ourselves out of the way here. We're going to then back the Voron AE up here to roughly that position, but obviously I have to go back down here and get the other plank. So I think what I'll do is I will build this bridge, and then I'll obviously go get the planks again and go up here and build this bridge as well. I think I'll fast forward this until basically we've completed the mission here. But you get the idea, you get what I'm going for. That's more or less what I wanted to show. So I'll see you guys here in a minute once I get this done, because this is still going to take a hot minute, even though we're doing it a way I want to say is going to be faster, but I really don't know. But so yeah, I'll see you guys here in a minute when we hopefully get it done without any major issues. hopefully. Yeah. Alright guys, here we are with the two trucks here. We're just going to deliver that plank, and if we change into the Voron D, we should just have just enough space, and I really do mean just enough space to squeeze alongside here without falling off the edge of the cliff to deliver that. And it gets built in there quite nicely. We don't really get a cutscene, but we do get the animation, which is nice. Reimagining the Ice Trail. Thanks for all your help. We've managed to restore communication, so getting supplies or contacting someone outside the Mountaineering Center should no longer be an issue. 560 XP and only 5,200 bucks for that. I feel like that is a severely underpaid contract, especially if you do the contract by only taking the roads. Like, as far as I can tell, I know there's a gap here, but that I'm fairly sure that gap is too narrow for any trucks to squeeze through. As far as I can tell, this is the only bypass, or possible bypass, at least that I've found, to actually get up onto this trail. But and I don't know. There is also this trail here as well that you can use. It's kind of separate from the main trail in order to get up the mountain here, but it is extremely, and I mean extremely, snowed over. It took quite a while to get up it in the Earthroamer LTI. So if you were in any sort of small scout, you'd probably be out of luck. There was a couple of times when I thought I might not make it because there isn't too many winch points along here either. Um, so yeah, getting up to this mountaineering center is really quite the challenge. There is a full tank of scout fuel carrier up there though, so that's kind of nice. So we do now have this job unlocked, I believe. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna activate it here. I suppose whilst we're at it here, we may as well attempt it. Attempt is going to be the word for it. We are going to have to drive back down here, and this was extremely narrow to get up. I'm not sure if you could really tell when I was driving on it, but that is very narrow. I don't even know how I'm going to turn the trucks around, to be honest. I'll figure out something though. So I'll have to go down here. The oil barrels are the easy part. They can just be gotten right there. That's simple, and we can do the same thing. We can just toss them up here that we've been doing. The hard part of this one is the vehicle spares. Well, it's not really hard at the end of the day. It's just going to be long because we're going to have to go all the way over here for them. Now, I do believe. I mean, obviously, I have trucks down here that I could use. I mean, I have a truck down here that I could use. Um, um, to bring the stuff up here. But I think what I'm actually going to do is we're going to drive down here with one of the Vorons. We're going to drive down along this way, and we're going to pick up this trailer because this trailer is for another job. Which one is it? Not that one. That one. And we can bring it over to Lighthouse, which, kill two birds with one stone sort of situation. Yeah, yeah. So I'm just gonna jump cut here until I get the Vorons back down to this guy here, and yeah, we'll try and do that. I'm actually not really sure if I'm gonna have enough fuel, but we'll see here. I think I'm gonna end up taking the Voron D towards town though for the vehicle spares, purely because it has a larger fuel tank. It's only 20 liters, but it makes a difference in these trucks. They're not really made for the long haul without a fuel stop. It's not because they're not fuel efficient. They're pretty fuel efficient, I would say, in most cases, but they just don't have the capacity. That was a terrible decision. I don't know what I tried doing here, but this is very bad. Oh, just gonna have to inch it around. Ooh, okay. Somehow I managed that. Alright, there we go. So we've now got the Voron refueled here. So yeah, it actually did take me a hot minute to get this thing done. So yeah, basically we're gonna do what I said we're gonna kind of do here. I'm not sure if I'm actually gonna get this done, if I'm being honest. Like pretty much every episode of everything I do, I'm never sure if I'm gonna get what I'm talking about done. Mostly because I'm trying to cram so much stuff into one episode. A lot of the time, yeah, that's pretty much the reason all the time. But I don't know. We'll see here. This is actually the spot. We have actually been through this area in the one episode I was talking about there with the Earthroamer LTI. Yeah, so there is actually a couple of built bridges on this trail already, but it's only these two. I'm just also now noticing there's a very ominous looking cave right there. Like it looks like there's probably a monster in there, let's be honest. Yeah, so just gonna come down and around here. Yeah, and yeah, we can literally see the road down there. That's yeah, we were driving on there, so yeah, you can really see. Oh no, no, do not flip. Oh no. Crane. Oh, okay. Yeah, gonna have to be more careful. Damn. Jeez. Now if we have to actually get a vehicle to come out and rescue us out here, it's gonna take me like it's gonna take a that's gonna make this job a whole lot hard. Like it's hard enough to get out to here as it is, as we've already tried to explain. Okay, well, we have our trailer here. I'm going to put it in the bed just because it'll make it easier to transport. We could just tow it, but sometimes, it could get caught on things and that kind of thing, so it just makes it a little bit more convenient to put it in the bed, especially when we have one with sideboards on it and whatnot. Yeah, it's a little bit upside down in there, but it should be fine. It won't let me pack it. I wonder why. It's definitely not because the wheels aren't on the ground or anything. Oh, damn. Ow. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. I'm surprised the trailer didn't actually fly out. Oh, 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 be careful, be careful, be careful. Like I said, we don't need to flip. If we flip, that's just gonna be a whole thing that I'm gonna have to deal with then. Okay, so we'll just drive around here. I mean, like the real wide J18 wood tires definitely do help here for for not flipping. They really do help. Oh. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Anyways, how are you guys doing today? Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all having fun playing this game, playing whatever games you guys are playing. What the hell? Where's the trail go? I swear it goes this way, does it not? Yeah, it goes to there. I actually might need to put a route down. Well, actually, yeah, we're almost out. But we could I could very easily, just go off go off in the wrong direction out here because I haven't been out here too many times. Okay, so if we drive, no, that's not gonna work either. I remember it being easier to get through here, probably because I was in a scout and probably didn't have whatchamacallit, didn't have as much weight. So we were probably able to just drive straight over the ice. It's always cool whenever you can just like drive straight over the ice in this game without breaking it. And I don't mean like the stuff that won't break at all. I do mean the stuff that does break or is extremely likely to break. There's very rare instances where where it happens, like especially if you're in a full-size truck. I think only maybe like one time I think I was able to like drive over a crackable section of ice, and I think it's actually on YouTube. It was in the Kola Peninsula. I was driving the Fleetstar F2070A, and I think the reason why we were able to get over the kind of the crackable section of ice was because I was driving quite fast down the road, and also I had no frame add-ons on the truck, and I had very few upgrades, so very little to weigh it down. So I think, and I also don't even think I had chains on the truck. So yeah, nothing. Basically a near stock truck. I think it might have had all-wheel drive on it, and that was about it. And yeah, the truck just glided over the ice. Basically, it didn't go through it, which was pretty amazing to see. Just plain and simply was. All right, but we're on the main road here. So now our biggest concern is you know, not slipping off of it, because if we hit too high of a speed, that's definitely a possibility. There's the observatory we have on this map. Looking good. I don't think we actually had any jobs to do with that observatory. I don't think there was. I think there was like there's a time trial up there, but there's no jobs, I don't think, on this region that actually relate to that place. Which is strange, because I feel like every time we've had an observatory on one of these regions, we've had to deliver something to them. I feel like we have, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Or this is just the first one. I mean, there is a time trial up there, but I don't know if it's really a part of. Yeah, I don't know. Oh well. We're here. We actually got over to town here pretty quick though. This is probably due to the superiority of this thing's off-road or all-wheel drive and diff lock setup. I mean, like, just all the Vorons are just extremely good off-road. It's the one thing I really do love about them. They do have a few flaws, you know. There's with things like kind of short frames and the small blue cranes that I don't really like. I think the Voron D is the only one that can do a crane bed and trailer combo. So there are a few things that I don't like about them. They can have most add-ons, I'm fairly sure. Is that trailer floating? Oh no, the wheels just weren't in render distance. Okay, sure. Yeah, but for the most part, like, they're just trucks. They're there, and anytime you pull one out, they will get the job done. There's nothing I don't think they can do. Maybe not. Maybe they probably wouldn't be able to do like super heavy cargoes like the giant trailers, but for the most part, they can do pretty much anything you throw at them, which, you know, I love. Just a truck that's always there. You pull it out, you ask it to do a thing, and it'll do it for the most part. Anyways, that's just kind of the way I feel about them. And like, they've been in the game since the start as well, so we've always had access to them. And you know, the funny thing is, I don't think we've never gotten a DLC Voron truck. No, we haven't, have we? No, we've just had the 3 ones from the base game. Yeah, that's just the way it's always been. And I don't think they've ever really gotten any upgrades either. I know the Voron Grad did get an upgrade in season 4. Is in season 4, not season 14. Season 4. In season 4, they added an engine upgrade that you could find in season 4 on the what was it, the Cosmodrome map, I think. Yeah, it was a 17-liter engine or something like that for that truck, which is pretty nice. They also later added it as an option for the for the Tatra Phoenix, which was quite nice as well. Ugh. Ah. Okay, I'm surprised we made over most of that without actually following through, but yeah, okay, we're good, we're good. And we actually made over a decent amount of that without going through the ice there. Okay, just oh. I think the trailer and the shifting around in the back there might be a problem for our stability. That's actually something I didn't think of until now. But geez, the trailer, it stayed in the back real nice. The sideboard bed did its job, really did. Okay, so we just deliver that there. Perfect. So I appreciate the help, bud. The lighthouse will be a-okay thanks to your efforts, and I should be able to ensure the safety of ships in our rough waters. Here's a little something as a token of my gratitude. So that's 420 XP and 4,300 bucks. There is actually another lighthouse job that we will have to do here in the future. It's delivering like 8 service spares or something like that to it, which is an insane amount of material to get to deliver. There's also a job, I think, to deliver like 8 service spares to the docks, and also like 8 oil drums. which, like, why? It seems unnecessary. It seems, I don't know. But we'll have to do those at some point. They're kind of like nearly like super order jobs or something. I don't know. But I suppose from here, actually, wait a second. Let me pull up the job that we are doing. Just so it's there. So I suppose what I'll do from here is I'll go grab it's vehicle spares we need. We'll go grab the vehicle spares. I'll get myself back up to where the Voron is. Yeah, the Voron. And I'll also well, I say the Voron, there's two Vorons here. I'll get myself back up to this here, our little kind of bypass junction. I don't know. And then I'll also go ahead and get the grad here, and we'll get the oil barrels that we need up to the Voron AE. And once I've done that, we'll try and get these trucks up to the Mountaineering Center here, which I feel like could be a challenge, but I don't know, we'll see. So I'll fast forward this, and I'll see you guys here in a minute. Alright guys, we're here and we're ready to go, I guess. Ready as we'll ever be. We've got the oil barrels and we've got the two vehicle spares to bring up here, so we have a little bit of a drive to get up here, to say the least. At least we don't, well, technically speaking, I have driven the whole way around here, but Oh well, at least I don't have to talk the whole way around this mountain. I don't know. That's the benefit of fast forwarding, because you know there's no way I'd be able to talk for the amount of time required. Oh jeez, and I probably shouldn't talk for the amount of time required, because if I do, I'm gonna screw up. I'm much more likely to screw up when I'm talking in this game. Oh jeez, come on, get up on that rock. There you go. Okay, we're good. You're good. We do probably need to keep a little bit of slack in that winch line then. Come on. But we need it to be pretty close at the same time, because if it's not, then if we get to a real narrow spot, he's not going to follow us very closely, and he could fall off the cliff. And the last thing I need is for one of these guys to fall off. Like, for example, he could have fallen in that ditch there. So I would rather keep them close together. It's also just good, just also plain and good to keep them close together for traction, because he can give me a little push every once in a while. And I know some people would probably ask, why didn't you just bring up, you know, like one truck and bring up, you know, like a small red trailer? Well, you know, I thought of doing that, but then I was realistic with myself, and I was just realistic with myself in saying, if I brought a trailer up here, I would not bring it back down. If I was bringing a trailer up here, that trailer would be staying up here. I would be too lazy to bring it back down, you know, after I've finished on the map. I'd just leave it up here. And I don't want to be wasting money on trailers like that. So yeah, also, you have two trucks, and we can just recover them once we get to the top here. Oh, we're getting a little bit far out there on the edge. It's alright though, it's alright. Hey look, we can see the observatory from here. Jeez. Yeah, this is a real high spot in this map. Like, this is a very high up spot. Okay, we got a little bit of damage on the Voron there. On the D series, I mean, I should really call them by their by their model names to avoid confusion. It'll just work better. We also have the Roadcraft skin on the AE, on the Voron AE here. It looks very nice. Also, I need to be looking where I'm going. Push ourselves back a small bit there. Pull ourselves around here. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, with the Roadcraft skin's looking real nice on that thing. We got it there. When did we get that skin? When did we get the skin for this truck? Was it when Roadcraft came out, or was it when season 5? I don't know when it came. I don't know. It doesn't matter anyways. Okay, get down here. Oh, jeez. Oh man, that's a lot of damage. Oh no, we're good. So that's that area. Okay. I'm not too sure about which areas are hard on this road, because I haven't driven up it. This is really the first time I've driven up it. Plain and simply because there's no reason. Why on earth would I come up here? Oh my god. Well, actually, now that I say that, that is one hell of a view from up here. Holy crap. You can see basically the entire map from up here. Nah, seriously, that is one hell of a view. We can actually see where the garage is. Well, actually, we can't see the garage because it's out of render distance. Oh, come on. It's literally, there's just a big square where the garage should be over there. Okay, yeah, sure. I'm taking a picture of that. Okay, we'll continue on here. We're pretty much at the top here. We just kind of need to go around to the other side of the top of the mountain, if that makes any sense. Yeah, that makes any sense at all. Jeez, we can see the river down. Like, this is really high up on the map. It really is. Look how far away the bridge is. Yeah, this is the thing that just kind of blows my mind with this game sometimes. Sometimes, you know, like, sometimes the map can feel small, but then you get to certain areas and it just feels so big. It was a similar feeling, if I'm being honest, in like season 11 when there was the giant ski slope on the first map. Like, you didn't really think of it as much until until you actually went up it, until you actually climbed that mountain. And when you were up there, like, yeah, the map felt huge, but it didn't really feel too huge from the bottom, that kind of way. Same with other similar kind of areas like season 10, or was it British Columbia? That place had some really cool mountainous areas in it that we were actually driving up and down them often enough. It was, yeah. What other areas are there? I'm trying to think. Yeah, I can't think. I feel like there's another one that I might not be forgetting. I don't know. Season 12, I would say, had some pretty good ones as well in it. Had some pretty good high up spaces and low down spaces. Yeah, I don't know. Season 13. Oh wait, season 13. Season 13. The quarries. That, like, the amount of depth they had, it just made them feel so big. That is a good point. Pack cargo there. I'll do that. We'll change truck. And, well, give me a sec. You have to put it in gear, pull in here. Yeah, there we go. And there we go. Okay, the more the merrier. Great job, thanks to you. Lots of new tourists should be able to enjoy our mountain trails, and we're going to set them all up with food and accommodations. Here's your pay. Oh, if you ever need, if you ever feel like trying the best tortilla in the world, you know where to find us. I don't know what that is, I'm gonna be honest. 1,050 XP and 7,400 bucks. Once again, I feel like that's not enough money for that job. Like, well, maybe it is appropriate. I suppose it technically wasn't that much stuff to bring up here in the end. We were able to do it with 2 trucks, and it was actually quite easy with the 2 trucks. But I don't know. But still, these things, I feel like we definitely got underpaid for building those wooden bridges. I suppose they're only wooden bridges, but still, it was it would be a hell of a hard job to bring them all the way up this trail and the whole way. You don't need to drive around the map if you were to do it like the legit way. If you do it this way, this is a bit of a cheat code, I feel like. But yeah, that's where we're gonna leave it today, guys. I have actually recorded for about 2 hours here, so yeah. Not sure if I'm going to get this into the one video, but I'll try my best. But anyways, thank you all very much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And I will hopefully see you all in the next one. Goodbye.